What up, though? This your boy Cousin P, and you're tuned in to
The
spot where the ears meet the street.
You here with the players, the best. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you. Damn, I don't even know. I gotta get the shit where your ear eat. What is it? Where your ears meet the street. Where your ear meet the street. The spot where your ear meet the streets, man. Where your ears meet the
Cousin P, and you're tuned into the spot. I got a special guest with me today. I'm gonna allow him to introduce himself.
What's happening, world? It's the Kid Van B, man, repping East Oakland, California, man. Shout out to the 916 and Cousin P for having me, man. You know I had to say it the black way. Cousin P.
Everybody say that when they hear my name, man, from Poetic Justice, buddy.
I always been myself. I keep it real and I stay true and I upgrade my wealth. I got it on my own, a nigga never waited on help. I be bending corners on tippy toes without the seatbelt. I'm built to bread in 88, the last of a dead breed. We can't preserve the soil if the OG don't plant the seed. It's a drought without the water, the soil can't crack. So I collect it when it rains until the soil I give back. I might make it out even though my chances are slim. It's hella hard being me, but it's even harder being him. Quick tip, never bite the hand that feeds you. The reality is made up of what you perceive, bro. Don't judge my character until you get to know me. And if he go down, we pass a hat around for the homies. I'm hella lit, smoke big turtle with my colleagues. $1 million mouthpiece insurance because I talk like folks. I set them.
Are you working on any new music right now?
Yeah, actually, I got 2 songs I just did reference tracks for,
Okay.
and they some features for my boy Sheffy. He out of Brooklyn, and he in the Bay now with me though. Like he live on this side, and
Okay.
one of them is called Keep It 100, because you know that's something everybody like to say, but they don't really necessarily know the rules behind keeping it 100, because sometimes that shit could go the other way and work
Real fast.
against you real quick. And the other one is called Live It Up, and I kind of like structured this song for him and wrote the hook as well as gave him a verse, and it's like a 2020 anthem. Like I know for the 2010s, that decade was kind of janky for me. Like it ended on a bad note. You feel me? I spent the night in the drunk tank, and then the next week got in an accident in my Chrysler. But it ended up being a blessing because 2020 come around with some money I had saved up. Within the first 2 weeks, I jumped into a hardtop convertible BMW.
Okay.
So you feel me? I took that energy on. Shit might have ended on a bad note for you last month, but you never know with 3-4 weeks or 2 weeks or even 2 days, something could change your life.
Right.
You know, and so I just want to remind everybody, let go of your stress, you feel me? Chase your dreams, work less, and be happy, you feel me? Live it up, make your life. It's kind of like how Duval did, living your best life. But for me, it's just live it up, because sometimes sitting at home playing video games and smoking weed is how I live it up.
Right.
You don't necessarily gotta throw grands nowhere. It's just take it easy and, you know, prosper. And I got 3 more songs to do, because it was 2, but I almost forgot the third one.
Okay.
I gotta give the crowd, you know, the people listening, a track that's straight bars.
Okay.
And my album will be done. It'll be out on 4/20 called Almighty Push.
Okay.
And I got a song that I'm working on. Is another one. I got a second feature from Gatlin out of Sac. He got 2 features on my album. The first one is on a song called Smoke Release. And the second one is going to be, I'm giving him a feature to my tribute song, or the song that's kind of like my influence of Tupac. It's called Thug Like Pac. I got Thug Like Pac, Act Like Dre, Mac Dre, and Talk Like 40, which is already out, video for it and everything. Act Like Dre finna drop real soon as I get the video together. Charlie Muscle was on that, repping Sacramento real big, and Gatlin is gonna come on that Thug Like Pac, because you know he got a little edge to him, and he connected and signed to Yuckmouth, who was out of my city. So it's like, I got mad respect for you, dude. If somebody from my city who's a legend could recognize your potential and your artistry, and Gatlin go crazy. I don't know nobody out of Sacramento that hustle like him in this music shit.
Right, I agree.
Shout out Gat.
Great. Okay. How would you describe your sound?
I would say it's authentic and unique. It's I could give you bullshit, like something to just jam along to, but it still sounds better than what I would say 85% of the mainstream.
Right.
And it also gives you like lessons within my verses. Like I don't say shit for no reason.
Right.
And then I give you like super crazy ass bars. It's just like, wow, how'd you pull them 3 things together and make it fit? I was on Bay Life Radio on Friday, and I kind of gave a triple entendre. I was talking about I'm spitting off the left side of my brain because you know that control the right side of your body.
Right.
Then I switched it to what my right side would say, and then I flipped it on left and right being a political standpoint and how they divide us. And this was all freestyle off the head. You feel me? And I'm gonna drop the clip on your Facebook wall, and so you can see it. Cause shout out DJ Igor Beats and BayLifeRadio.com. Feel me? Tap in if you want your music shared on the internet, all worldwide. Thousands of listeners every day. BayLifeRadio.com.
Okay, dope. All right. What are you hoping your fans get from your music?
I'm hoping they get something positive. You know, like you don't necessarily have to go the dope boy route to make it out of what you would call a struggle in your life. And even though I done been down that road before, I know what that life is all about. I'm a living testimony to no matter what odds is faced against you, you got control of your destiny, your life. You make your own choices. Nobody controls you. Make good choices, not excuses. Get money. Don't get upset.
Right.
You feel me? Like that. That's kind of been like my whole thing when I talk to people. It's like, think about a better perspective, because whatever your perspective is going to reflect in how you talk and how you walk, and then that's going to be a reflection of you.
Right.
You think negative, you're going to be surrounded by nothing but negative.
Oh, well.
And from what I learned, you can't be the only positive person around a bunch of negative people and expect to change. Like,
it's not gonna happen.
You feel me? Like that's word to everybody watching. You feel me? Like, change your surroundings and how you think. You feel me? A positive reflection will reflect on the rest of the world. Light bounce off of a mirror and it bounce off another mirror and another. We all mirrors. Somebody had to come with the light, and so I'm trying to be a light of, don't get down on yourself. I'm 2 felonies. You feel me? No high school diploma, but I still put myself through college. I still hold down. I can walk into whatever job I want and get the position I want. Basically, soul off mouthpiece. I don't even need to show them my resume. And that could be anybody.
Right.
You know, I got struggles you could relate to. Just don't get stuck in it. Your current situation don't determine your life. You could be riding high on 10 million, and then tomorrow you in the dumps and like
with $10.
You feel me? And like that's just it. That's just how life be going. So I want people to take that perseverance and self-preservation are the 2 first laws of nature to me. And with those things, you can overcome anything.
Right. No, that's definitely true, man. What are your influences outside of hip hop that helps form your style?
I would say heavy metal music and reggae.
Like heavy, like you listen to like heavy metal?
If I showed you my music playlist, you'd be like, damn, there's not a genre of music you don't listen to.
So is it like that shit, is that heavy metal? Like when they just be hollering into
Some of it is screamo like that, but most of it, if you listen to it, it's actually these dudes are singing. Like what we would think as black men is R&B, but just over some shit that sounds super crazy.
Right, but I'm saying, okay, like I like all music, like soft rock, if I can understand, but it's like, I remember when I was in Detroit, I used to steal cars, and I don't know what car we stole, but we came across this corn CD. It was black, and as soon as you put it in, as soon as you put it, I don't know what the fuck you was saying. I said, this dude gotta be possessed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't understand what he was saying. Like, I don't get how people listen to that. Like, if I can hear, like how we having a conversation, I can hear you and understand, I get it. I don't care what you singing on, what type of beat it is, but when you get like a pastor yelling and you get upset and all that, like, you get upset, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. I used to think like that with it until I learned that they coming from a place of, I'm angry and pissed off and fucked up and my life is like this and I need to get this shit out of me so I can go back to being happy. Because that's a lot of metal music is about being happy. It ain't got nothing to do with no devil worshiping. Niggas ain't possessed. Like, a lot of it is also political music. Like, they talking about the structure of America and how America violates our constitutional rights as people, as well as segregation from black people to Asian people to Latinos, etc. And that influence was, I could take my anger and put it into my music.
Okay.
Because I got a really bad temper. I've always had one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just now gaining control, like full control over it, to where I can suppress my anger just by thinking, man, I'm lit. Fuck that shit.
Right.
You feel me? Because it ain't worth it. A split moment decision could change your whole life. And
I just seen it happen a few times.
I learned firsthand experience from 2 situations. Like, that one decision fucked off like so many years.
Right.
It set me back so far. I couldn't do what I wanted to do. Like, to anybody out there, if you ain't built for that street shit, don't do it. Because it's gonna come a time where you like, I don't want to do this no more. But then you can't go live a normal life.
Right.
You can't go jump on a plane and go to France. You can't lead a state without showing people 6 different forms of identification and having to worry about being stopped by the police. Can't get the job you want. It stop your life a lot. So with that, coming from metal music to calm down my anger, from reggae, I'll bring it back to don't worry, be happy. Because, you know, Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, Steel Pulse, Burning Spear, all the legendary reggae bands, like, they all sung about the struggle the same way us rappers do, but from a different perspective, because their ghetto is country fields and sugar canes, where ours is dope rocks and AKs. You feel me? Like, it's the same thing.
Real shit.
Almost everywhere. And with those influences, it kind of created a balance for me to be like, I'm gonna give you something that you could relate to from the negative experiences, but I'm gonna also tell you how you could positively change it.
Right.
It's music with a message, basically.
Okay, that's dope. How do you see yourself as an artist?
I see myself as an eccentric artist.
Okay.
Like, and so versatile. You would get to a point to where you think you could categorize me like, oh, he's this, but then you'll remember something else about me and be like, fuck, that don't even match.
Right.
It's hard to categorize me. I could vibe anywhere. Like, you could put me on a heavy metal song, you could put me on a country song, you could put me right next to Beethoven, and I could write sheet music right along with him. Like, yeah, I'm a composer first. I could play 9 instruments.
Oh, that's dope. That's definitely dope right there. Okay, I can't play one. That's dope.
If you could play piano and guitar, you could play anything.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with cooking. If you could make a pot of rice decently without the rice cooker, you could cook anything.
See, no, that's a lie, man. I just recently learned how to make chicken, and a person told me, shout out to my beat maker before he moved to Texas. He said, chicken, man, it talks to you when you cook it. I mean, it's loud as hell, you know what I'm saying? And then when it's quiet, that's when you know to flip it over. It's quiet on both sides, that's when you know it's done. But I couldn't make rice to save my life, brother.
My brother couldn't either. He called me at 30 years old. I'm 5 years younger than him. He called me when I was 25, like, hey, bro, this gonna sound stupid, but how you make a pot of rice? I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. All the shit that you could cook? And he was like, I just can't make rice in a pot, bro. I don't know why. It's one of them things, man.
Hey, man, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. Okay, how do you want to be seen as an artist in the eyes of others?
I would like to be seen as more than just an artist.
Okay.
Like, I want to be synonymous with the noun music. When you say music, I want you to think of me. And no matter what genre you in, I want you to know I got that already. That's within me. Anything that people could listen to from all walks of life, even if it's in a different language, because I listen to Japanese music, I listen to Arabic music, I listen to Spanish music. Like, it don't matter what the language is. You can understand the song still.
Right. That's true.
You feel me? And I want that to reflect off of me as a person and as an artist, for people to understand that he's like a one-stop shop. No matter who's around him, what your background or your story is, he got something that we can all relate to.
Okay.
He's a positive influence, and you know, he ain't no bullshit taker neither.
Right. Right. Okay. So, so rest in peace, Kobe.
For real.
So the question I got for that, I don't know if you've seen a Gail interview. What's your take on that?
I've been saying fuck her and Oprah for the longest, and all my friends thought I was crazy. Like, you got some cool shit. All the shit Oprah and her be doing, putting on. Like, she ain't changed my life.
Right.
She ain't changed nobody I know life.
Right.
The black community ain't advanced. Like, so why are we giving her props? Like, and then I saw it and was just like, oh yeah, fuck her all the way. I don't even know why they put her in front of the camera. Like,
Right.
She, like, for what she said, my mom taught me better. But if I saw her on the street, she'd probably get slumped. Like,
so the question I have, and I ask people as being an interviewer or whatever you call it, is it that her job to ask those questions, or you just because his body's not in the ground, you should just leave that there out of respect?
see, it's a very thin line with that. Is it her job shit? Because I know people who went to college for journalism and shit like that, and even they say, man, sometimes you gotta say some stuff that you don't want to say.
Right.
And then sometimes it be some stuff like, this person been thinking this for the longest and we just didn't see it.
Right.
And I think with her, it was, she should have left it alone altogether just out of respect for Kobe Bryant. Because, you know, he's legendary in the black community as well as in the NBA. But I know part of it was like, I gotta say this for the camera. Shock value pays. We need ratings. Blah, blah. I know that kind of pressure come on her too.
Right.
It's like with being an artist, you gotta put a few songs on your album that ain't even your style.
Right.
To appease a bunch of people who wouldn't know you otherwise.
Right.
You feel me? And that's the same type of take with her. Like, she could have said that shit and kept it to herself, but the fact that the way you went about saying it on camera where so many people could view you, it just was like, you should have just left that alone altogether. Like,
right. Dope. And then I don't know if you've seen Snoop respond.
His shit cracked me up.
No, but don't say that. What do you call it, like a dog head bitch or some shit like that?
I was looking at it this morning.
Like,
we don't fuck with you. We don't want y'all hugs.
Right. So in a sense of like that, do you think that was just way out of pocket? In a sense, because think about it. Although, yeah, she's still black. She's a black woman. She could be, I don't know how old she'd be, but that could be like, to us, maybe like our auntie or something. You get what I'm saying? Like, the way Snoop went about it, do you think that was disrespectful?
No. I think he said something the general public was already thinking.
Right, but in the general, but then goes back to Gail, though. Maybe the interviews that she asked, maybe some people wanted we like leave that shit alone, but maybe the white folks about like ask those type of questions in the same. You get what I'm saying? In the same sense. So on that Snoop, you think Snoop was justified to, call her a funky head bitch or whatever he called her? You get what I'm saying? Like,
I think he could have said it a different way, but he got his point across. He could have definitely said that a different way, like, man, you old traitor, you Uncle Tom or something like that, you coon, or something that's, still media friendly. Like, don't say that shit like how we be talking about it on our porch. Like Dave Chappelle said that. He was like, black people don't talk about, white people don't talk about who they finna vote for, but black people will talk about openly fucking up a politician. Like, I'm gonna fuck this nigga up when I see him, he cut off my food stamps, whoop-de-whoop.
Oh, that's funny, man.
But it's real as shit, though.
Yeah, all right, man. But next question. The E40 and, what do you think about that situation?
E40 and Richie Rich.
Yeah.
At first, I laughed. I was play-by-play watching it on Instagram and Facebook, posting Twitter like everybody else was, you know. And I get what E40 was saying, but still, like, no matter what it's based on, like, that's just an accusation you don't make, especially to a factor. You feel me? That's
in the
like
public eye also.
Yeah, that's like me saying that shit. I just rocked the show with him, and then we talking shit online, and I'm like, oh, then you snitch ass nigga talking about my ticket. You really told the crowd that my tickets was dub instead of 40 or whatever. Something like that. And then still, it's just like, so many people watching y'all, you gotta be careful. Especially people who were born and raised in the Bay or Northern California like me, who know y'all entire careers. And it's just like, even if y'all was joking, that just was like, certain shit I don't take from my homeboys neither. They know where to draw the line at. Like, all right, bro, that's enough on that. Like, don't take it no further. But I will say Richie Rich responded like a real one, dude. Like, you got 48 hours to produce this paperwork of me snitching that you talking about. But then once 40 cleared the air on it, I was like, all right, he did it the right way. Let the liquor he let it be known the liquor got the best of me. The shit talking got the best of me, and I said some shit that just wasn't cool. Right. You know, it take a man to do that.
Definitely does, and be able to swallow your pride. You know what I'm saying? And when on a platform like that where it can be a public apology, I mean, behind the closed doors, it have to be publicly. So I get it.
And the fact that he didn't like go Instagram live with him and do it on the live, like they sat down, somebody recorded their conversation. He recorded himself explaining what happened, and then he posted it publicly. That was a good move, because the first thing I thought when I saw it, I was at work, honestly, and I'm like, I hope this don't breed no funk between Oakland and Vallejo, because I'm still out here. Like, I don't want to be sliding to Sacramento and then, you know, because I got Oakland something on my car, my shit get blacked up. Like, man, I'm going to beat the shit out of somebody over my BMW. You got me fucked up.
Right. And I think it's a good look also just based on, because you still had, like, people in the comments like, nah, you know, it's like on Facebook, there was a few people that I was having a discussion with. Some folks like, well, in my hood, you know, you can't call nobody that, and there ain't no coming back from that. But I'm like, if it's between two people, if the main dude ain't tripping, how can you be tripping? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they had that conversation to actually sit down as grown men, and he'd be able to apologize. That just show other folks, like, sometimes it ain't got to go Wild Wild West. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we don't got to go back to the hood on it.
Right. So I think that was a good look on E40 and Richie Rich, probably just to show motherfuckers. Sit down, two men, you sit down, you get what I'm saying, in new situations without the camera, you guys level it out. Fuck all the outsiders and your homies, because typically at the end of the day, if it was to go south, neither one of them niggas was going to get touched as everybody else that's up under them. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be dropping like flies. You know what I'm saying?
And then you got the civilians who going to start picking sides, like niggas in the hood. And I'm in East Oakland all day, every day, and I hear people talking. I know what it's going to turn into, and I'm like, I don't want that shit to light up the bay. We already got too many problems. We got to worry about Barbecue Becky and getting her shot by BART police and shit. R.I.P. Oscar Grant. You feel me? Like, to be worried about two niggas funking over Instagram comment. Like, come on, man. And y'all, the fact that y'all both so cemented and solidified just shows that, you know, they still human.
Right, at the end of the day, I mean, I guess that right there just showed me, like, you know, your favorite rapper can do some sucker shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, you fuck how solid you is, how 10 toes down you is, y'all be, and if you get the lick, you can do some sucker shit. Anybody can do some sucker shit.
Because I love 40, and the first thing I did was like, if this nigga don't produce this paperwork, do I still rock with him? Like, do I still be like, yeah, 40 is my nigga? Like, but then he came out, and I'm like, all right, cool, 40's still a legit.
Right, as a real one. Yeah. Like, hey, players fuck up too, you feel me?
Yeah, that brought the anxiety up a little bit. Like, I can't say them words about 40. Of all niggas, I can't say that shit about 40. Like, 40's a sucker. I could never picture meaning them words.
Right. So he cleared that up, man. But the final question, if your music career doesn't take off the way you want it, whether it's battle rap, rapping as an artist, do you have a plan B? And if you do, what is that plan B?
Well, my mother, being the Southern woman she is, always raised me to have a backup plan for your backup plan for your backup plan.
Okay.
And the three industries I'm involved in will probably never fail. I don't have to take off and reach mainstream status or nothing, because I'm doing what I love. So to me, my music will never fail. As long as I'm putting my heart into it, I wouldn't care if I sold one copy. I'm not doing it for nobody else. It's my own satisfaction. But my backup plan to that would be to continue my entrepreneurship in the cannabis industry, as well as designing clothes. I'm still a chef, so, you know, I could go from restaurant to restaurant cooking if I want to as an independent contractor. Like, I ain't worked for nobody. I only work for other people by choice. Normally, I work for myself. I learned that from my pops. I ain't never seen him clock nobody, punch no clock at nothing. He's always had his tools with him and making phone calls like, all right, I'll paint your house. All right, I'll cut your yard. All right, I'm working at this shop, this mechanic shop here. Come get your car fixed. And having that instilled in me, it was like, all my shit come together. Because name one time somebody didn't have food, weed, or music and was still upset afterward.
That's true.
Other than water, them the essentials to life to me. You can't be happy without one of them things.
That's true. That's true.
Even if you ain't eating, you got a song that you like. And if you don't listen to music, it's some food you finna murder.
Right.
And if you don't, well shit, I know smoking weed will bring both those things back to you.
Right.
And if you don't smoke, cool. Well, for me. I ain't never been mad at somebody who don't smoke. Just don't judge me for what I do.
Right.
You feel
I
me?
ain't gonna judge you for what you do, man. But thank you for coming on, brother.
No problem,
I appreciate
man.
you,
Love
man.
having me, man.
Look at that camera and shout out all your social media info.
You can get in touch with me quickest on Instagram and Twitter. Same username, @lyrical_vapor, all spelled properly, all lowercase. You could tap into my YouTube and check out my videos for my 2 singles that's currently out right now, Oakland Summer Nights and Talk Like 40. YouTube, Van Burnish, you know what I'm saying? Facebook, Van Burnish. And other than that, just tap in on the Instagram and the Twitter to keep an eye out for my battles. Shout out the city of Sacramento for inviting me this month to have a battle, PNR battle. Shout out BOTZ, Dirtbag Dan, the whole Ruin Your Day squad. Pass and Apes, Animal Planets, my niggas, Town Business, you know what I'm saying? Shout out my Detroit family. Forever Us in my shop, my Sacramento niggas, Young Snoopy and Ronnie Duffin. Shout out Brooklyn, New York, my niggas Sheffy and everybody back that way that I done came in contact with. You feel me? It's gonna be a big year. I got a lot of shit coming. Album dropping on 4/20, Almighty Push.